that, and then where the hell is hold on a second, hold on. Okay, that, wow, that one looks a little interesting. Anyways, where's that flip? Sorry, I got home. I took one pair of pants off, and yeah, so I got in at like 1:39, 1:38, 1:39 probably, and got myself this much water, took all my stuff off, and sorry, well, not all of my stuff, but just the sorry, I'm taking off 3 pairs of socks. Give me a second. And still a little bit out of breath. I did stop at ow, flippin' sock. Frack. Sorry. I didn't want to come off. Anyways, so that's tangled. What is Shrek doing there? Starts in 3 days. Some universal event. Let's check that out. What is this? Punting wood. That's weird. What is this universal event? Sign in to join this event. Please sign in to your Microsoft account to take part in this event. Starts in 3 days. Ah, mother flip. Sorry, I just hurt my knee. My bad knee. Flippin' damn. Anyways, next up in our Universal New Year's celebration, a 3-day blockbuster bonanza. If I can read. At the Universal Studios event ride. I should probably keep that inside out. I gotta watch laundry tomorrow morning. That should be fun. And World Famous Studios tour icon, blah 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 blah. Sounds stupid. I'm sorry. Other people might like it, but it's like, dude, you could just watch some like YouTube videos and get a better sense of what people sneak. They like put footage on the. Damn it! Yeah, today's Friday. I was like, I forgot to put the date on, and I'm like, okay, so we're good. I don't want this. I don't care. I don't need to sign up. Whatever. Alright, so Stream World, need a drink. I'm thirsty, I'm sorry. Oh damn, I have a bruise? Flip. How the hell did I get a bruise? Oh, I didn't even know that. I was like, what is that on my arm? Yeah, it's definitely a bruise. But, yeah. Yeah, I got in this fight. I mean, there was this, well, hold on, I'll make a story up really quick. There was this gnome, and, and this gremlin, and they were fighting over a piece of cheese. Don't ask me why. I guess it was the fancy kind. And I got in the middle of them, and I took the cheese for myself, and I stuffed it in my mouth, and we got in a tussle, and one of them hit me. I don't know. I'm not good at making up stories. So. I don't know. I guess I'll just wait. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I'll wait. Waiting's good. So I did, yeah, I stopped at Dollar General down anyone, and I got some snack cakes. So I asked this person if they had any like snack cakes or whatever, because okay, so after this person had asked me anytime that I need a ride home, just don't hesitate to ask and everything. And so I took them up on it, and they were like, oh no, I can't do it tonight. And I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. And then they made me feel guilty because they felt guilty because they couldn't take me to home tonight. And I was like, no, it's okay. I was like, you said when you can, and you said you can't today. I'm fine. It took me a while to get home, and I had to stay like a half hour because it was like pretty busy, and I stayed a half hour like late, even though I came in on my day off. Yeah, today was supposed to be my day off, and tomorrow is my day off, so I'm going to be yeah, I gotta get milk tomorrow. I ran out of milk. I don't think anywhere nearby sells any, well no, they do sell milk, but I don't think they sell any like lunch meat or something. I'm out of the meat sticks. I was using like not four, but we're flipping 6 meat sticks, like about this big, for my lunch. Yeah. It's like, yeah, it's processed meat nonetheless, but yeah. Anyways, it's pretty tasty. I wouldn't purchase them myself. I still don't know what type of meat that was. For all I know, I was eating horse or dog or something. I don't know. It was interesting. I wonder if Daylight's here. No. And he's still in the area. He's like, oh, there you are. But anyways, I'm kind of worried. Not that I was eating horse or dog or anything, but like, it's like, I normally check on the food that I eat, but since I trusted the person who sent it to me, I eat it. I was just like, oh, meat, thanks, this is great. And he sent me like pork rinds too. I only ate 1 bag. I was thinking about bringing them to lunch with me, but then I was like, yeah, it's mostly air inside the bag. It's like maybe 4 to 5 pork rinds in there, and I'm like, that ain't gonna fill me up. It was just, no. I was like, I'll save them for like whenever I'm actually home watching something. I just sit there and munch on pork rinds. Be awesome. But yeah. Met a lot of interesting people today. Some of them wanted packages sent off. Had to answer the phone a lot today. That was interesting. I know nothing of their printing copy center. I know nothing about that. And they told me to avoid the calls, and then they, for those and the tech and everything would be fine, just grab the general merchandise calls and whatnot. But then it's, you know, can you get this call? Can you get this call? Because they got these little walkies, and like you have to like hit this little button to talk in it and everything. I probably sound atrocious, but I'm just like, customer needs assistance here, or do we sell this? You know, what aisle is this on? And like, you have to like pause before you actually talk in it, or it cuts you off completely. So it's like, you talk when I want you to talk, kind of walkie. About to just go for it. You think I could do it? I might miss that little clip. We got time, right? Till 9 o'clock. It's only 7:53 where this time is right now. So sorry. That bruise is bothering me, and I didn't know that my shirt could go down further. But anyways, we're good. like, I'm starting to worry, like, where the hell did that come from? I'm like, did I pick something up wrong? Did I bump into something? I don't recollect any of that. So, anyways. I bruise easy. Pretty easy, anyways. Okay. Let's see if we can move through this whole thing. Oh damn. Yeah, this is pretty deep. I guess we'll just use the regular one now. Which way am I headed? Alright, so. That was scary. Excuse me, little pup. I was like, who are you growling at? This is a zombie. Dog just looks at me like, oh sorry, the wolf just looks at me like, what the hell are you looking at? I'm like, excuse you? I was like, who are you growling at? Yeah, I talked to some really nice people today. One of them asked if people were being nice to me. And I was like, today? And she's like, yeah, how are they treating you today? And I was like, well enough, I guess. I was like, I haven't met anyone, that yelled at me today. I haven't really met anyone that actually yelled at me. There was someone who was angry because we couldn't do something, but he wasn't actually yelling at me, he was just distraught. And, because he was told one thing through this company, and then turns out he came to the store because the company said that, and then we couldn't do anything about it because we don't take this certain thing, and then they have to go through FedEx or the UPS store, period. And he was upset about that. And then he was like that he was gonna take his business elsewhere, and the female that was helping me out at the time was like, that's fine, yeah, that's fine, and he's like, that's fine, and he kind of yelled a little bit at her, but he didn't really yell quite at me. He just was distraught about the situation, and I was trying to be understanding, and I was calm, and I was trying to comfort. Not super comfort, like not like what a lover would do, but like as like, I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but we can't do that. I apologize. I was like, they probably shouldn't have told you of that. I was like, but we can't take this. I apologize, kind of thing. And he was calming down, and then it got a little escalated just a bit, and then, but anyways, the customer today, she asked me how they were treating me today, and I was like, pretty good. I was like, I haven't had anyone yell at me, and I was like, she's like, well, that's good. She's like, it's not getting too crazy, is it? And I was like, no. I was like, no, it's pretty okay right now. And she's like, oh, just wait, it's gonna get really busy. And I was like, yeah, closer to Christmas, it's gonna get busy. I was warned about that. Oh, I got my first paycheck today. It was only for 2 days, but Like, ooh, you know. That's why I bought snack cakes. I bought flipping. I'm ashamed to say it was like $8.50 worth of snack cakes. There's 2 boxes, just 2 boxes. I was like, damn, I remember when snack cakes were like $2.50, you know, for a flipping box, but now they're like $4.50. Eesh. It's like my sugar addiction is getting pretty damn bad. Anyways, so, well, I mean, you might as well call it a sugar addiction. Seeing how, like, they're going super high in the price. Too much sugar is not good for you, but, you know, your body turns most things into a type of sugar. And when you're feeling faint, and you got like low blood sugar and everything, it's okay to eat something sweet so that it can balance out your, you know, your blood sugar and whatnot. I used to be diabetic type 2, and I would get a little faint sometimes, and then I would eat some, you know, something, just a little bit of something. And oh my goodness, what is everybody getting stuck up here for? Give me a second, I'll be there. But I'm trying. That should be good for you. Yeah, you're good to go. I mean, if you want me to, I can attack. No, I'm joking. Anyways, flip. Okay. Yeah, so, certain people will get lightheaded because they're not getting enough. Their body's not able to process the, you know, food properly. My problem was I had enough carbs, but if I didn't have the right percentage of meat versus carbs, then I'd feel icky, and I'd feel pins and needles on my feet, and I get like aches in my arms and stuff. It was weird, and I was like, wait, that's because of diabetes? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, well, damn, okay. I was like, I thought I was just hurting myself a little, you know, just walking too much or doing something. But yeah, and you're supposed to get around and move too when you have diabetes, because then you end up losing circulation in your legs and your feet, and there's a high probability of you losing fingers or toes. And I was like, what? I was like, this sucks. I was like, I had to rub my own feet. I was like, wow. I mean, I had asked for like foot rubs, and no. But I was asked if I rubbed my own feet. I was like, well, you got to. And I was like, you could help me, you know? But that was when I was with someone. I mean, what's a foot rub in between lovers? I don't mind. It's like, what is that called? That's, okay, there is a term for, okay, it's, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, kind of, saying. So, I give foot blah, 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, I give foot rubs, and if I receive them. And I was still giving massages, and I wasn't getting any massages. I was a little upset about that. So, a lot of lovely flowers and a lot of sheepy. didn't even see that. Oh, it's interesting. It kind of shows it on the map, doesn't it? Sorry. I'm trying to see. So, my prescription is a little weird. I have a, one of my eyes is, what is that thing, where it's not quite circular, but it's like, frack, I can't remember. I don't want to say oblonged, but it is kind of. I mean, there's a term for your, okay, sometimes people have both eyes that are kind of, anyways, one of my eyes are nearsighted and one of them are farsighted. And it's because one of them was trying to overcompensate for the other because I broke a few blood vessels in that eye. And this is my left, no, my right eye, sorry, this is my right. It looks like my left on that side, but it's my right. And I broke one in this eye, but I broke like 3 of them in this eye, and I had to wear a patch for like 2 weeks. And as that was healing, I really freaked out the gym teacher because she got like, she was like, you know, okay, go to the nurse now. And I was like, okay. And then she's like, you take her to the nurse now, take her to the nurse. And they were like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. I was like, my nose was running, my eyes were running. So I was playing basketball, and she was teaching us how to, what is that called? We were dribbling the ball. That's what you call when you bounce a basketball. We were dribbling the ball, and then we were practicing trying to get it from each other, and there were 2 gym teachers at the time, and one was with some other people and like some other classmates, and then there was that's probably just beach. That's probably really just beach, but I'm just gonna come over this way anyways. I'm gonna drop off some stuff really quick. But anyways, so the male gym teacher had like after we got dribbling all good and everything, he was like, alright, Matt, you and myself, you block her from the ball. Like, okay, and then so we did that. So I was supposed to try to, okay, we started out with him was over top of me, and I was trying to spin around him so that I could get the ball, and I failed that. So then I had to get behind him and get the ball, and the male teacher was like, get in there, and I was like, okay. So I tried to kind of get around him without, you know, touching him. I tried like getting my arm over him, and he's just, you know, going like this with the ball, and then he backs up into like his head hit my nose, and he was like, as soon as like he heard a crunch, because I heard the crunch too, it was crunch pop kind of thing, and he turned around, the ball just went off, and he was like, oh my goodness, are you okay? He's like, I hit you. And I was like, flip, and like my nose started running, and I was like, I was touching it, I was like, okay, it's not blood. And I'm trying to keep the mucus. It just started instantly just going down, and then like my eyes started watering. He's like, are you okay? And I was like, I was like, yeah, yeah, I'm okay. I was like, oh, it hurts like hell. And the female teacher came over, and she's like, are you okay? And the male teacher's like, ah, she's fine. And he's like, oh. And then the female teacher's like, she's like, go to the nurse, go to the nurse now. And she's like, you take her to the nurse, take her now. And he was like, yeah, you go to the nurse. And I was like, why? What's wrong? And then like, this female's like, are you okay? It's like, we had like two classes in one, so we had like kind of two teachers, but then we were using the same court, but then they decided to have us with each other. I don't know, it was weird. It was like our gym was okay. We didn't have a gym in elementary school because they were kind of building it, semi-building it, I guess. I don't know, there was something wrong with it, and it was closed off, and we had to use the high school gym. So it was like right next to it. Yeah, it was interesting. But alright, I did flipping. Okay, so I'm sitting here just chatting away. But anyways, so this is when I was flipping like 10, 11, maybe 12. I remember I didn't get glasses right away. I got glasses whenever it started becoming a problem. Because I kept asking to come to the front of the class so that I could copy down the notes. And the teacher finally got like kind of upset with it, and she's like, what? Why do you like? Why don't you just move your desk and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, can I? And she's like, yeah, switch the She's like, I'm sick of you asking to come up front, and we have to like stop what we're doing. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to take notes. And she's like, yeah. She's like, I know. And she's like, did your eye heal okay? And like, I mean, this was like the first month after, like, cause like the teachers were told that like I might have a little bit of a problem for, seeing for a little bit, and ooh, that looked really far. And the oh damn, froze. They didn't like me asking, and then she's like, maybe you should get your eyes checked. She's like, I'm gonna make a note, and you should get your eyes checked. And I was like, okay. But like, so this eye strained while this one was recovering, and I don't know why it strained so bad, because I guess obviously I overused it or whatever, and it was like, F this crap. It's like, I'm going home. And then it didn't want to work as good or properly. So one of my eyes are like, if I look down, then I'm like focusing with one eye over the other one, because the other one's like kind of blurry, and then I'll put the glasses on because like for some reason it just focuses better. And when I need to see something up close and my glasses, then I'll focus with like this one. And if I need to see something further away, I'll focus with that one. It's weird. It's like I will ignore one of my eyes because it's just like, oh, it's just blurry. But to a certain point, I can't really see without my glasses. Like, everything's flipping blurry, and I get headaches because my eyes are fighting. It's just like, no, we need to see close. No, we need to see far. And it's just a massive headache. And I was told that like looking I don't know if this is true or not. I was like, I couldn't even do that if I tried. Looking into the sun when it first comes up, like when it's like just coming up over the whatever the horizon, it naturally heals your eyes. And I was like, what? I was like, I mean I love a good sunrise and whatnot, but I was like, I wouldn't be able to kind of focus on that. And they were like, oh yeah, that's how I lost my glasses. And I was like, what? And then like there was this YouTube that reminded me of this conversation. I don't know who exactly it was, but someone had posted something like that they had got their eyesight back because of the sun. And I was like, what? Oh yeah, it was on one of those conspiracy things. Like his viewers will send him some nice things occasionally, and that was one of the nice things. It was the same one I was talking about the other day, who had said that it should be a crime to see all those cute little cuddly ducky and puppy and pig just sitting in a barrel sleeping together. They were just cuddled up snuggle buddies. It was adorable. And I was like, don't give them any flippin' like ammo with that. Holy damn. They might just make it illegal. Could you imagine them sitting there pulling out like with a one of those black long black cars coming out, and like all these people in suits and whatnot with big guns coming out and just going like, no, you're not allowed to you wake the piggy up, wake the doggy up, and the little cheeps, little ducklings or chickens or whatever was cuddling with each other. It's like, no, you're not allowed to cuddle. No cross cuddling. This is too adorable. And then them like ushering people away with little cameras and stuff. You can't take that. We're gonna have to confiscate that. It's like just flipping crazy. That looks like I need to go back. But that would be super crazy. This is the anti-cuteness. You gotta stop. You just gotta stop. It's just so ridiculous. It's like their whole job is to go around scoping out cuteness and then like keeping it from the public. It's like, what? Why? Why? That is probably Flippin' Beach. That is, yeah, I guess right there. Anyways, not gonna say I'm upset because I got to see that cool horse. Look calico, doesn't it? Alright. That one walks as quickly as Maple does. Maple is a panda in the jungle area that I stole from another jungle area. She is slow as molasses. Okay, I was gonna ask if you needed help. Alright, so. Oh, yeah, feel free to chat if you want. I do have the text that will pop up on, well, yeah, that side of the screen or whatever. If not, whatever. I'll just sit here and randomly talk about nothing at all. Just, oh, look at the tree. Ah, pretty clouds. There's a pig. There's some grass. Alright, so. I swear people probably, like, just tune in to, like, what is that called? Fall asleep. I have one of those voices that will put people to sleep. Like, legit. If you ever ask me to read you a bedtime story, you're gonna be super sleeping. Just in, like, 10-20 minutes. I read bedtime stories. I do. You know what? I'm considering actually recording some like getting a book or two and like recording reading it. I don't know. Just bedtime stories. We can call it bedtime stories. We don't have to podcast or anything. People can just sit there and like listen to it, go to sleep. I could spread a little bit of comfort out. Yay! I do have a library up the way. And it could be interesting. The last book that I read was Dune, and I had read it like maybe this was the 4th time I read it. It was Cheryl. Damn it, I don't remember what her name was. The same person who wrote the Twilight Saga. And there was this comment book. There was this comment thing on the end of the book asking what people had thought about it. And someone wrote something like, well, it didn't have vampires in it. I sat there and I laughed for a minute and I was like, yeah. That was pretty much my first viewpoint on it. And I was like, wow. Because I didn't even know she had written that book. And I was just reading it and I got hooked and I was like, ooh. And I was like, wow, parasitic race. And I was like, that's interesting. And like learning about the her race and how they don't do this and they don't do that. And I was like, and they're generally nice things. I mean, they don't lie to each other. They don't steal. They don't cheat. They don't do any of that. They help one another out. I was like, that is so fascinating. But yet they're parasitic. I was like, wow. I was like, that's like night day right there. That's pretty nifty. I mean, not the whole taking over and blah blah blah, but like but the whole story was pretty interesting. And then she falls in love with this male because of the host, and then she also falls in love with this other guy. I was like, what is with this chick and like having 2 people, you know? I was like, is that like her deep-seated like fantasy or something, having like 2 people fight over her or something? I was like, I don't like that. That's like icky. It's icky. It's like I don't like when people fight, for one. I mean, like, playful banter is fun, but like, okay, what is that called? When people go about fighting over a person, it's like, I've seen this happen to other people. I don't think I've ever had anyone fight over me. Not that I can think of. Anyways, but when people, I had someone go delusional on me once. I was dating someone online, and this other person had, he was a friend at the time. I still remember his name. I'm not gonna sit there and, blacklist him or whatever. But anyways, his screen name was this or that, and I was dating someone else and online and everything, because he told me he was, first he said he was 29 because I was 31 at the time, and then it ended up being he was 23, and then he ended up being actually flipping 19, and I was like, holy flip. I was like, no. I was like, not only did you lie to me, but you lied to me like 2-3 times. I was like, why would you do that? I was like, I got catfished by like a youngling, and I was like, dude. I was like, no. But yeah, I ended that, and I don't regret it. But anyways, while I was dating that one, when I thought he was still, you know, in his 20s, this other fellow online who I was chatting with, he was a friend of mine online, you know, online friend, and we were playing video games together, and he brought me into this party where he wanted to introduce me to some of his other friends, because I was like, I have never met a female gamer, and he was like, oh dude, he's like, I am friends with a female gamer, and then he said that he was actually dating her, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to meet your girlfriend. And so his girlfriend was like Cupcake something blah blah blah, like a whole like area code number sequence, and that's a generic, really generic name, but you know, she she was on there, and her boyfriend was on there too, and he introduced his friend and the boyfriend, like both of them, and he said, this is my girlfriend, and she said hi, and I thought he was talking about her because he said her was like, she was the girlfriend, but she thought I was the girlfriend, and I was like, wait, what? And I was like, no, I was like, I'm dating this person, and she's like, oh, and like, I was like, what? And then I was like, wait, and I was like, no, I was like, when did we start dating? And oh frack. Oh damn. I'm gonna go down. Alright, this way. So, and so then he was like, he just started something along the lines of like, they don't know what they're talking about, and blah blah blah, and I was like, what? And I was like, wait, this is some sort of delusional crap. I know this has to be delusional because I never agreed to anything like that. And he was like, we've been talking for a while. I was like, as friends? And and I was like, wait, oh crap. Of course. Because I wasn't far enough above it that my belly button couldn't breathe. I guess, whatever. So, the person in question, this or that name, had, I gotta need that. So, the, this or that name had kicked me out of the party, and I was like, this was crazy. And then I told my boyfriend at the time, who I was dating, the one that lied and said that he was 29 and ended up being flipping 19. I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, so I told him about that, and he was like, what? So then he talked to him about it, and then he said that I was crazy, and that he never said that, and that I made a fool of him in front of his friends. So then I get yelled at because that was his friend, and I was like, what the flying flip? And I was like, okay, this is just getting really crazy. I was like, I don't like this. I was like, I don't like the drama. I don't like that. I was like, I just don't want to talk to him. And then, he brought me into a party and then left. My ex-boyfriend brought me into a party and left and it was, that name and Cupcake and her boyfriend were all in this party, and after the ex left, he had started, he gave me an invite and then like left after I joined, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And I was like, that was the first red flag for me, because like, yeah, after that I talked to him and I was like, I was like, you're 29 years old, you should know better than this. I was like, that is childish. And he's like, well, I'm not, really 29, I'm only 23. And I was like, what? I was like, why would you even lie about that? Oh crap. And he was like, well, I thought that you wouldn't like me if you thought I was young. And I was like, well, 23 is 23, okay, whatever. And, but when it got down to 19, I was like, dude, not only did you lie to me twice, but you put me in a situation that was just awful. But anyways, the situation was me getting called a biatch quite a few times, and told that I was like a whore and all kind of things by that name, and it was awful. And I sat there and I took it, and I was like, are you finished? And he was like, I'm breaking up with you. And I was like, we were never together. And he's like, that's why I hate you. And I was like, I don't know what kind of delusional land that you live in, but you can't just automatically think that you're dating someone whenever you haven't even asked anyone. I mean, dude. I can't even, but it was crazy. It was really crazy. Suffice to say, I ended up meeting somebody else who had him as a friend, and he couldn't join a party that was going on. We were playing Grand Theft Auto. Oh crap. Because I had him blocked after that. Oh yeah, I know. I was being petty, right? And I had him blocked because I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to deal with him. And I had enough. I was just like, okay, whatever. So I had to unblock him after I had told the new person that I was dating, like in real life dating, like we lived together at that moment, that what had happened, and he had apologized to me, that name apologized to me over his, like, my ex's mic, and said that he was going through some stuff and he was on medication and he was sorry. And I was like, okay. I didn't feel comfortable playing with him anymore because, like, dude, obviously being called like all those names and being invited to a party just to yell at me, I didn't really dig that. But yeah, then I had to play with him for a little bit. It sucked. And then, like, so I had some friends that my ex was jealous of, and he decided that he would delete this or that's name if I deleted 3 of my friends. And yeah, I know, it was weird. And so I did. I wrote them a message and I said that I couldn't be friends with them anymore because, you know, jealousy and whatnot or whatever. I mean, I put it to the point where it didn't sound petty. Yeah. Anyways, so I was just like, yeah, sorry, I can't play with you anymore, and it's been fun. You know, it's been real. Holy damn. Wow, there's so many over here. So, I lost some really good friends. I can't quite remember Robot Lord's full screen name. He was nice. He was really nice. He didn't flirt with me. He was just really nice. Didn't give me anything. We just talked. You know how like some people sit there and like they think just because you're friends they have to give you stuff? I was like, no dude, you don't have to. He's like, oh, but you need this, and I'm like, dude, I was like, just help me get it, you know? Don't sit there and give it to me, like, it's like I'd rather earn it myself, but you know, most of the time. Or like I do fair trade purchases too, you know? It's like, I will trade you this for that, you know, it's fair, right? But like, yeah, when you have like a close friend or whatnot, and they need something, yeah, totally. But yeah, he was nice. I do believe he said something about how I gave him hope in humanity. I was like, aw. I was like, thanks. That's like the nicest thing that anyone's ever said to me. I was like, but don't use me as a model of humanity, please. I was like, you know, I'll just let you down. But I was like, I have my moments. I really do. And he's like, but I like that. I like how honest you are about it. And I was like, oh, well, cool. You know, like when people put people through the ringer and you finally meet a nice person and you want to talk with them. You want to like chill and like have fun and just play a video game. That was what it was like, you know? It's nice. It was, the conversation was easygoing and there was nothing stressful about it. It was just like, you know, talk about food, talk about anime, talk about trying to think of what else we are talking about. I got my ex in the anime a little bit. But just a little bit. Sorry. I was just thinking maybe I shouldn't say what else. Anyways, I got him into saltwater taffy too. He has a problem with saltwater taffy. Like, a huge problem. It's like one of those, once you start, you can't stop kind of things. He was like, I haven't had saltwater taffy since I was a kid, and I was like, oh dude. I was like, you gotta, it's flippin' amazing. I love saltwater taffy. My favorites are the banana, the cotton candy, and I like the licorice ones, the peppermint. There's this blue raspberry one. There's like a mulberry one, I think there was. Or boysenberry. I don't remember what it was. A purple one. It was some sort of berry. It was good. It wasn't what I normally got. Ooh, the butter popcorn one was kind of interesting. He did not like the buttered popcorn ones. So when I got that, he wouldn't eat any of the yellow ones, and I'd have plenty of bananas hiding in there. Ah, those bananas, they were flipping amazing. See, the thing with it is, I wouldn't eat the whole thing. I'd take a little bite out of it, and I'd, you know, pretty much let it melt in my mouth, and I'd enjoy the taste and the fragrance of it like a little bit longer than people possibly should. I was savoring it, in other words. And we would get like a pound at a time, and he'd end up eating it all, even mine. Like, I would have maybe like 1 to 2, maybe like 4 of them out of it, and then like he would eat it. Like, I'd go to sleep and they'd all be gone. They just, all of it was gone by the time I woke up, and I was like, what happened to my he's like, oh, I'll get some more today, and we go start like 3 days later, and he'd get 2 pounds next time, and then it'd all be gone by the end of the day. I mean, he couldn't stop eating the flippin' saltwater taffy. He wouldn't say that it was gluttonous. It was like he couldn't help himself. I had to go to bed with my saltwater candy like right next to it, and he would wake me up trying to grab it. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like nothing. He's like, go back to sleep. And I was like, no, you're stealing my candy. I was like, what are you doing? I mean, this conversation only happened once, but he's like, nothing. He's like, just go back to sleep. And I was like, is my candy gonna be there? He's like, I'll buy you some more. And I was like, no. I was like, I think you need to slow down. I was like, I think I want my candy right now. And I grabbed it and I kind of like stuffed it next to me. I was like, this is my cuddle now. I was like, I'm gonna cuddle this. And he's like, you're gonna fall asleep with it. And I was like, I know. But yeah, he cuddled me and took some. I was like, ah, and then like all of a sudden it was like digging through. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, here, just take the whole damn thing. I was like, no. I was like, don't touch me, I'm done. I was like, flip. I was like, you want my candy that bad? Flip. I am a cuddler. I've never been a cuddler, but I became a cuddler. I'm not into like super public displays of affection. Like, holding hands is fine. Like a quick peck here and there, but like groping and like making out, no. I know, no, I'm good. And when other couples like do that, I turn away. I don't think I should be a part of that little moment that they're having. I don't need to see it. So I'll turn away and give them their privacy. It's like, I'm not gonna sit there and gawk. There's other things to gawk at. I mean, dude, there's like fish tanks and restaurants that you can gawk at. I mean, they gawk at you too, little fishies. Sometimes there's like fishies in ponds you can gawk at. I mean, that's fun. Somebody breaking golf clubs in a golf course, yeah, sit there and gawk on that. I go past some golf. They're not doing the golf anymore because it's like all snowy and nobody does, you know. Nobody goes golfing at, well, pretty much at night or during the winter. So, I did see somebody golfing in the rain one time that I was coming back, and I told somebody about it, and he was like, he was like, good man, good man. He's like, I can't golf in the rain, but good man, good man. And I was like, alright. I was like, he approved. And I was like, he kind of missed, but you know, he was walking fine towards it. I was like, it might have been me. I might have been a distraction, because like he looked over a few times, and I was just pushing the bike up the hill. But I haven't seen anybody like messing up their clubs at all. But I would totally gawk at that. I mean, that's a public display of anger. Why wouldn't you gawk at it? Like, I don't gawk at like couples having fights and whatnot in public. I kind of glance over and make sure that nobody's hitting each other. And if it's just verbal and whatnot, I stay out of it. But as soon as I see people swinging or you know, swiping at each other or grabbing on each other, you know, like intensely, then I might go, hey. I've done that twice. South Carolina, dude. There was this female was, she got a little, you know, handsy with this guy, and she was screaming in his face, and I was like, hey. And she's like, hey, what? And she was like, biatch, and blah, 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 and started calling me. And the guy, he looked up, and he's just, you know, kind of like shirking. And I was like, damn, that must be like a super abusive relationship. And I was like, you don't have to stay with her. I was like, if she's this abusive, you might want to leave. And he's just like, you know, she turns around and she's like, you don't listen to her. She's like, you're my man, and blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, dude, I was like, run. Just run. And he kind of smiled at that, and she got real handsy, and then like, I mean, she was already holding on to him like she was gonna beat him, and then she started smacking him. I was like, damn. I was like, somebody do something, because this was like in the middle of a mall. And I was like, what the flip is going on? And then like security came over and was like, ma'am, you can't do that, and blah, blah, blah. And I was asking the guy if he wanted to press charges. And I was like, yeah. But like, dude, it was messed up. I mean, she was nasty to him. Oh, and then there was this one time where there was this guy who like raised his arm towards this female. This was like over in a Walmart parking lot. And I was like, damn, I need to go back for it. Oh, okay, well. It's not gonna let me go. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, but anyways, the guy in the parking lot, he was with this really skinny brunette. I mean, she was like super skinny, and she was eating something, and he had started yelling at her and saying like, oh, you're eating again, you effing fat F, and F-U-C-K. And I was like, what the flip? I was like, you don't talk to her like that. And I was like, she's skin and bones. And I was like, I thought I was skinny. I was like, she's flipping anorexic. I was like, no wonder she's that skinny. You're sitting there harassing her because she's trying to eat? I was like, honey, have you eaten anything? And like, she's like, no ma'am, this is my first meal of the day. And I was like, you don't need to be with him, honey. I was like, dude, there's like a poster right there with like a helpline on it. There was for abuse. I was like, you might need to call that. And the guy just started like flipping out on me. And there was like 2 security guards that were going around in a little thing, and they stopped because of the commotion. Yeah, twice security guards saved me. And I mean, like, there was one 3 times, few times. So don't you sit there and say that security guards don't do anything, because they saved me quite a few times. Like, quite a few times. Cause that one nasty lady was gonna, she was getting like rough, and she was gonna look like any second she was gonna turn around and try to come after me next. Putting ideas into like fragile minds. Ooh, that's scary right there. That's a freak. Anyways, so, but anyways, this girl was like flipping skin and bone. She couldn't have been more than like 20 years old. And this guy looked like he was 30, and I was 30, and I was like, honey, you don't need to, deal with that at all. I was like, he's no good for you. I was like, if he's sitting there harassing you just for eating your first meal out of the day, and this was like around 2 o'clock, I was headed to work. My schedule was like around 3 or 4. I was supposed to be in, and I always arrived a little bit early so I could sit down for like a half hour, get some like coffee in me, and like, get ready for the day. But anyways, this was like maybe 2:30, maybe almost 3, and I had come up on my bike, and I was chaining my bike up when this happened. So they had started this at like coming out of the flipping door and going towards the middle of Walmart, because the little bike rack was in between the pharmacy part and the fresh part. Oh, flip. And anyways, it was just crazy. I was like, dude, I was like, don't yell at her for actually eating. What's wrong with you? I mean, she legit looked like she was gonna keel over. Ooh. You know those people with like sunken in cheeks and stuff? She was like flipping bone skinny. It was crazy. And he was sitting there making her feel guilty. I was like, what the frack is wrong with him? What the hell is that? Ooh. Magenta stained glass. I don't think that's something, is it? Oh, that's something. So it's just blue dye. That was the only 2 times that I ever had to actually stand up to somebody for like that kind of reason. This is crazy. I don't think there's strange dirt, is there? How would you know? I mean, that looks like an interesting block. I need to check this out. Sounds so weird. What is that? Mud brick. You can make mud bricks? Hold on, I'm thinking about what I can make with that. Like a mud hut, maybe? That might be interesting. I'm just gonna take all of this. Okay, well I don't see anything else in here. Alrighty, well. Trying to think of what other stories to talk about. Trying to think. Looks like it's gonna rain again. Oh, yesterday it was flipping 12 degrees outside. I was riding my bike on that. It was flipping frigid. It was so cold. And by the time I got down the hill, it turned to 18 degrees. And I was like, oh wow. I was like, well, it's a little bit warmer, you know? I was hoping that I didn't get frostbite. I didn't, so it was a happy day. And today it started out with it was like 14 degrees out here, like up here, and then going down the mountain, it ended up getting to like 19 degrees, and I was like, okay, all right. I was like, well, at least we're getting a little warmer. And on the ride home, it said that it was 36 down where I was out, and it is 36 up here and cloudy. Oh, flip, it's a Cheshire moon tonight. Well, I call it a Cheshire smile because, like, you know, Cheshire Cat's smile, he ended up being the moon at one point. It was cute. In Alice in Wonderland, that's the reference. And so I don't know whether it's waxing or waning Gibson. Damn it. I knew the moon phases at one point. I can't recall them. Because there's waxing, waning, Gibson, and then there's full moon, and then waxing and waning, flipping. What's the other one? It's annoying when you can't remember flipping phrases. But it was beautiful. I saw a little bit of the moon today. It was a nice yellowish orange color. It was like, ooh, ah. And I was just, I damn near stopped pushing my bike up the mountain, and I was just like, wow. I was like, that's so pretty. It's like the other night, I had a clear sky, and it was, okay, it was very pretty out. Like, there were stars everywhere. It's like, okay, so my walk home, like pushing my bike up the mountain hill thing, I go through what people would classify as the boonies, in city folk term, I guess. It's a part of the country that doesn't get street lights or whatever. They don't maintain the roads very much, and there's no thing as a street light next to some of these farms. I mean, for good reason, because of the animals, I guess. It would totally mess up their sleeping cycle and whatnot. But anyways, there's no street lights, so I have to go through quite a few miles of kind of darkness, like super flashes of the cars coming by, if and when the cars do come by, and then just complete darkness. It's I have a bike light, but even with that, my glasses fog up. I don't know why they fog up. I guess I'm just hot-headed or whatever, and it's hard to see, like really hard to see. And I had a few people the other day tell me that my helmet was awesome. One, as soon as I came out the door, they were like, "Oh wow, nice helmet," and I was like, "Oh, thanks." And then someone over by Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, I go past the Dunkin' Donuts. Actually, too. Weird enough. They said that they were like, "Sweet helmet," and I was like, "Thanks." So, got compliments on my helmet. It was nice. Did I mention that somebody the other day yelled at me, "Ride it"? I was kind of weirded out by that. I was like, that is not very gentlemanlike. Sitting there screaming out the window, "Ride it." It's like, okay, all right, Oh yeah, I did. I remember, because I mentioned that, like, yeah, that's probably why he's gonna be alone for a while. I'm like, yeah, I can't really talk because I'm alone. I've been alone a while, but I'm not actively like searching. Like, is that weird? I'm waiting, I guess. I don't know. Well, okay, so like everyone else, people, like, you have criteria of what you're looking for and what would be a good fit for you and your lifestyle. I'm pretty full on that. So I don't really go after people who are bossy and controlling, and what is that called? And a narcissist. I don't like that. Because, like, flipping narcissists end up blaming everything on you, even though you didn't do anything. And then, I mean, okay, say they forgot something, and they didn't even once tell you that to remind them. And then they expect you to remind them not to forget something that you didn't even know that they needed. And then they yell at you about it because you were supposed to remind them about it. So, that's a little bit of a narcissist. But anyways, they have no accountability whatsoever. Oh damn. But anyways, I used to be married to someone like that for like 13 years. It was not the best. Everything was my fault, and I couldn't do anything right, and all this other crap, and I should be more like my sister, and blah blah blah. Because that was my favorite thing to hear, obviously. That I should be more like my sister, and that she was some sort of, like, dude. He thought of her as a Amazon goddess, and I was like, what? And I was like, well, why the hell didn't you marry her? And he was like, I would have. And I was like, what? I was like, who says that? Who says that to their wife? I was like, damn. I was like, what am I, chopped liver? 13 years. Why can't you be more like your sister? It's like, because I'm not? It was like argument, and then why can't you be more like your sister? And I was like, that is stupid. I was like, for one, I don't eat my anyways, I'm not gonna sit here and talk about that. Because I'm gonna cut at people, and I don't want to sit here and just cut at people. Anyways, I didn't like my first ex. I was married to him 13 years. He sucked. He was a narcissist, and he was abusive. Physically, mentally, and anyways, so it wasn't cool. Wasn't cool at all. Well, I go after people. I guess I don't really go after people. What the hell? I'm trying to think. Okay, so I guess I kind of have a type that I'm semi-attracted to, but it all depends on their personality, because like that's the pretty much the money maker for it, I guess. Terminology. Anyways, hopefully that stops them. But personality, 100%. I don't care if you're missing like 30 different things. So you say right there, he's missing flesh. I don't care. As long as his personality is pretty okay, I'm good. So I'm at the mindset of don't judge people unless you want to be judged yourself. I was like, you're willing to not judge me for certain things? I'm willing to look away and not judge you for other things. Ah, damn. Frack. Alright. Here I was like, I'm not gonna fall down. I fell down. Holy damn, no. You go away. Alright, so I have disclaimers. Like, I have a list of things that I have to tell people even before they, like, you know, if they want to date, I'm gonna be like, dude, I have to tell you certain things, and if you still want to date, that's fine. I should make a list and just, like, tape it to my shirt or something. It's like, can't do this, can't do that, allergic to that, allergic to this. Will not do this. Don't ask. And some annoying things I do in my sleep. I grind my teeth, especially when I'm stressed. I stress grind my teeth. My dentist, he's like, wow. He's like, you have a grinding problem. And I was like, yeah, I know. And my ex, at the time, he wasn't. He's like, yeah, I know. And I was like, it's not that much, is it? He's like, yeah. And I was like, it's only when I'm stressed. And he's like, you've been stressed. Dude, his mother, flip. She was a stressful person. It's like she went out of her way just to make things horrible. I don't understand why people could get so bored and then decide to make things horrible for other people. Just flip. It's like, now I know why we got married without his mother present, and then we were living with her for a while, and everything I did was a problem, and flipping everything that I touched, it was broken. I was like, dude. I was like, I can't deal with this. And she got yelled at a few times about that. He's like, she's not breaking things. She's not doing it because I accidentally broke a dish, okay? And everything was fine. I looked up the thing, and it was like $8. And she's like, oh, I'm not worried about it. And then she goes and looks it up and everything, and then it's like $14. And I was like, you know, I found one for $8, and she's like, do you still have that code? And I was like, well, it's probably already sold. So I looked it up, and it was already sold. There was one that was for like $20, like in its place, and I was like, damn. And she's like, well, she's like, I guess I'm just going to have to buy some more dishes so this problem doesn't happen again. And I was like, whoa, after she said everything was fine and that she was gonna, you know, get another dish and not to worry about it because there was only $8. And I mean, it wasn't my fault that she waited like 2 weeks just to go back in there and like get it. I mean, she could have just, I gave her the link for it, like, immediately. But anyways, after that, it was just, I broke the washing machine, I broke the dishwasher. No, I didn't. They worked fine. The dishwasher worked fine. But then she ended up getting it replaced anyways. It's just like, what the fuck? And then the person who replaced it stole her copper pipes out of the damn dishwasher, and that was my fault. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just like, hey, those are copper pipes. Why don't you like just take them? I wasn't even home at the time that the damn thing was repaired. It was like, what the fuck? But obviously I broke a washer too, and the washer wasn't broken. The repair guy sat there and said that that it was making the noise because one of the legs on it was kind of off tilter, and that if like they made a they what is it called? Oh damn! Frack. Oh, and then they gently come down. No, there's you don't get to live through that. Come here. But I totally broke the washer. The guy said that if you grabbed the mat, it wouldn't make get a nice little mat to keep it level, that it won't make the noise anymore, and it was totally fine. He looked at it, he took it apart, he kept looking at it, and he said the way she explained it was it doesn't even work. And I was like I broke it, and he was like, what? And I was like, that's what she said, that I broke it. And he was like, mother-in-law, and I was like, and he's like, and I was like, you're gonna have to tell her that I didn't break it, that it's just, oh, and she went to tell him that like it cost her like upteen money just to get it looked at, and that was my fault. I had told him previously, like before she got a chance to tell him, that the repairman said that it wasn't broken, that it was just the washer was kind of out tilted, not level, and then a mat would have helped. And he said, like, as soon as she started saying that it was my fault, and I mean, granted, that was pretty nice. He stood up for me for that moment. He was like, she already told me what the repairman said. And she was like, well, how would she know? And I mean, I heard this like on the stairs. They were like sitting there talking really, really loud. And I was down in the basement doing my thing because I was working on the game. I haven't like started working on that yet. I'm waiting for like a day off, and I was waiting for job security because I don't want to like start working on it again just to be like, well, I should have spent the time doing this or doing that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be starting that again soon. Working on my game. Gotta go to the library and see if I can get some certain books too. Whoa. I didn't know they attract bunnies too. I'm gonna have to start taking some stuff out just to flip. Okay. Just to get what is that called? Food. It's like I only have so much room. Oh, I can throw that down. It's like if I attack some cows, then I'll be able to get the meat and the sorry. Okay. That was cool. Gave me 4. So I do have to get off here because it's 9:18 and it's getting late and people don't want to hear me talk all night. You know, neighbors and whatnot. I'm sure they love my voice by now. But anyways, gonna finish this corner, dig a hole, and that should be good. Oh, excuse me. Getting sleepy. But otherwise, mother-in-law sucked. I would not recommend. I give her a 2 out of 10. Would never, what is that called? Would never do again. I mean, if she asked me for help, I would be like, well, you know, I could send someone that way, but I would not personally. Yeah, no. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Let me just save and quit. Oh, I would never expect her to do anything to help me, because, like, obviously I was the worst thing in the world to her. So, that would not in one way surprise me whatsoever if she were to just watch me on fire, you know, and not even, like, piss in a cup to, like, throw it on me. I would not expect her to even, like, shed a tear. That is how much I think that she hates me. So, but yeah. So, have a good one.